All right, good afternoon, traders. It is October 28th, 2024. This is the BYOB Market Wrap Up with me, John Carrigan. I moderate the BYOB Trading Room. Hey, let's go take a look at some charts. All right, first chart we'll look at today. We got SPY on the 10-minute chart for SPY. Got like a little, it's really just consolidation. Inside day, 10-minute downtrend. 2-hour chart. 2-hour chart is a 2-hour uptrend. Daily chart. It's an inside day. So lower high, higher low, closing just over. Let's pick it up here. Let's do the daily. And we hit the daily chart. All right, closing over the bullish trap, over the rising 17 EMA. Okay, SPY daily still in an uptrend, still up over prior all-time high, prior high anchored VWAP right there. All right, so still bullish, making higher lows, making higher highs. Got to move up. See these higher lows right here. Usually that's a what do we call that? We call that a ascending tail program. Usually winds up in a rip to the upside. So we'll see what happens. All right. So we got big earnings coming out tomorrow. About $4 trillion just in Google. It's going to report tomorrow morning. All right. So there's SPY. Okay. We've got a 10-minute downtrend, 2-hour uptrend, daily uptrend, weekly uptrend, monthly uptrend, semi-annual uptrend, you call it. You know, it's pretty much in an uptrend. There's SPY. All right, let's take a look at QQQ. All right, QQQ for today's price action. Another inside day, higher low, lower high, closing over the trap, over the rising 17, over the all-time high anchored VWAP, making higher highs, higher lows. Everything bullish about QQQ and SPY. FNGU. All right, FNGU on the daily chart. Another inside day. No surprise there. Lower high, higher low, closing over the bullish trap, over the rising 17 EMA, over the all-time high anchored VWAP, making higher highs and higher lows, consolidating, moving up, holding the higher ground. Everything saying bullish there. So everything's saying bullish FNGU, QQQ, and SPY. Okay, let's take a look at IWM. All right, IWM making higher highs and higher lows. Back up in quadrant 4, that's bullish. Up over the 2024 high anchored VWAP, that's bullish. Price action got a series of higher lows, that's bullish. Price action up over the flat 17, that's bullish. Everything bullish about IWM. All right, everything's looking good there. Okay, let's take a look at Diamond Dow. All right, Diamond Dow caught underneath a prior all-time high anchored VWAP. Right here, price action for today. Another inside day, higher low, lower high, closing inside a bearish trap underneath a flat 17 EMA there. A little bit of work to be done. All right, still haven't made a lower high. A lower low. All right, so we're still bullish here. So Diamond Dow still bullish. All right, making higher lows and higher highs. That's still bullish. All right, if they take out this low down here, okay, that's going to be bearish. They take out that low. All right, so there's Diamond Dow. Take a look at our technicals, T2122. We'll look at that. Price action for today. All right, so we rip through the midpoint, find ourselves in the buyer's chop zone. All right, and then get ripped down into the sell zone, all the way through the seller's chop zone. And then we do this red rubber ball bounce back up through the midpoint, back into the buyer's chop zone. Do another fall back into the sell zone, and another rip back into the buyer's chop zone. Okay, making higher lows, and higher highs at the end of the day to reside at the end of the day in the buyer's chop zone. Okay, what a wild day that was. Never seen that before. All right. Kind of shows me buyers want the market. Look like we're going higher tomorrow. We'll see. All right. It's all going to be on Google earnings. $4 trillion of market cap reporting tomorrow morning. We'll see how it goes. Should be interesting. Got inflationary numbers, so maybe some more revenue on the top and bottom line. We'll see. All right. So here's the midpoint, closing over the midpoint. That's bullish. T2123. All right. Wow. Never seen a day like this. You guys ever seen anything like this before? Not me. Nothing like that. That's some wild price action there. That's looking like, hey, we're putting in a bottom. Right? Yeah, looks like a comb. I've never seen that before. Yeah, good analogy, Chip. Yes. Never seen that. Wow. So every time it comes down, I guess buyers bought it up. Look at that. That's crazy, crazy, crazy. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the 6th day of consolidation or rest. I don't think it was rest for the bulls because they were just buying this up like it was, I don't know, like it was ice cream that was gonna melt before in the next 5 minutes. Crazy price action. Wow. All right, so underneath the flat 200 here, still bullish. Have not made lower lows. Still bullish. If we look at midpoint, take the quad lines. Let's see if we can get it to drag all the way over. Caught on the midpoint right there. All right, so there's the midpoint. Holding up on the upper half. Still bullish there, T2123. All right, so let's take a look at the 3-bar. 3-bar today. 3 more red candle bars, all right? Still hung up on the midpoint. It's the same chart. It's just using a 3-bar candle set. Still got the rising 200 SMA. Everything's still bullish here on T2123. FNGU today. This is a little green. Well, a little red, little green, little red, little green, little red, little green. Inside day. Nothing but an inside day. Consolidation over to the right. Hanging out in quadrant 4. That's bullish. Up over the midpoint. Bullish. Up over the rising 200 SMA, that's bullish. Everything bullish there, FNGU. All right, back to the charts. Let's go take a look at silver and gold. Silver, inside day, closing over 2020, 12-year high anchored VWAP right there. Okay, closing inside, maybe over the bullish trap, over the rising 17 EMA. Making higher highs and higher lows. Still in an uptrend. Silver, still bullish on silver. GLD. GLD got another, looked like an inside day, I got to tell you. High, 253.55. High. All right, so we got a higher low, higher high, closing over the bullish trap, over the rising 17 EMA. Got a ascending tail program going on here too. See that tail? That tail's a little higher. That tail's a little higher. That tail's much higher right there. Looking like a rip to the upside tomorrow morning. Maybe the dollar's going to fall out. That would be nice. All right, so there's gold in an uptrend, making higher highs, higher lows. That is the all-time high. Moving up, holding the higher ground. That's bullish. If that's not bullish, I don't know what is. Everything's looking good. Got the ascending tail, holding the higher ground, up over the 17. Gosh, up over the bullish trap. Everything looking good for gold. Gold is bullish. Let's take a look at UNG. All right, UNG kind of falling out of bed today. Lower high, lower low, closing underneath a bearish cross, underneath the falling 17. Okay, if they take out this low, they'll be in a downtrend. All right, they're currently in this weak uptrend. Okay, really weak uptrend. See the harsh pullback? We didn't need to pull back that far. That's way past the midpoint of the move up. Okay, way. I mean, we're down in quadrant 1 here. Okay, darn near taking out the low over here. Okay, still in an uptrend because it's making higher lows. just barely, and higher highs, okay? Yep, and another higher low, just barely. You know, we'll see if we get another higher high. So there's UNG, still in an uptrend. Not a very convincing uptrend, but still in an uptrend. Okay, let's take a look at USO. USO, oh my gosh, falling out of bed again. All right, so here we go. USO in a downtrend, making lower highs and lower lows, closing underneath a bearish trap, underneath the 17 EMA, underneath the trend line. USO in a downtrend, okay? UNG in a weak uptrend. Silver and gold in strong uptrends. Let's take a look at SMH. SMH still in an uptrend over the all-time high anchored VWAP. Price action for today. Not an inside day, lower high, lower low, closing over the trap and over the flat 17. So still bullish there. Still hasn't made any lower lows, so still bullish. Everything's still looking good there. XLK, all right, up over the all-time high anchored VWAP, hanging out, looking like an inside day. I got to tell you, that looks like an inside day. Low 230, low 229.96. Okay, so inside day, higher low, lower high, closing over the trap, over the rising 17, over the all-time high anchored VWAP tech. In an uptrend, making higher highs and higher lows, still looking good. Nice inside day for XLK. A lot of candles, a lot of sectors and indices got inside days today. Okay, so just kind of goes to show everybody's kind of holding back for that $4 trillion announcement coming tomorrow. So we'll see what happens. There's XLK. Let's take a look at XLI. All right, XLI closing underneath couple of prior all-time high. Here's an all-time high anchored VWAP. Here's a prior all-time high anchored VWAP. Price action closing underneath it, underneath the bearish trap, underneath the 17 EMA, but still has not made a lower low. So this is still bullish, all right? Not a convincing bullish. Still in the upper third. That's bullish, all right? Over the halfway part, right here. Here's the 50-yard line, that dash. So still bullish there on XLI. Just not very convincing, but it's still bullish up there. All right, just not acting like a bull. Take a look at XLU. All right, here's XLU putting in an inside day. All right, higher low, excuse me. Yeah, higher low, lower high. Closing inside a bearish trap over the 17 EMA, up over a prior all-time high anchored VWAP, making higher highs and higher lows, still bullish, holding the higher ground, still bullish, everything's still bullish on XLU. Let's take a look at XLF. All right, XLF, another inside day, closing over the trap, over the 17, over the prior all-time high anchored VWAP right there. Let's just go ahead and put one in here now. All right, underneath the all-time high anchored VWAP, but over the prior all-time high anchored VWAP. Right there, up in quadrant 4, that's bullish. Over the rising 17, that's bullish. Closing over the trap, that's bullish. Everything bullish about XLF still. Let's take a look at XRT. XRT putting in another higher low and a higher high, closing inside a bearish trap under the 17, but over the midpoint. There's 50-yard line right there. Making higher highs and higher lows. That makes it bullish. Up over the all-time high anchored VWAP right here, 2021. Okay, so move up, holding the higher ground. Everything's still bullish here on XRT. All right, got that higher low. Need to show us the higher high. Show us the breakout of the channel here. All right, break out of that. That would be interesting. XRT, IYT. Let's see what we got here today. All right, IYT. The blue line is the all-time high anchored VWAP right there. The blue line up over the midpoint. Up in the upper third. Not quite the quadrant 4, but still in the upper third up here. Here's price action, making higher lows, higher highs. Closing over the trap, over the 17. Everything's still bullish on IYT. I want to check the dollar. All right, and the dollar says... dollar's still ratcheting up there. Okay, so dollar's right at 104.29. I think, what did I say we left off? 104.33 was yesterday's close. So right there for the dollar. So dollar's still strong on the dollar. All right. So again, big earnings tomorrow. Okay. Let's take a look. You got both alphabets. All right. There's $4 trillion right there. And then $500 billion comes in tomorrow night. That's Visa. $250 billion with AMD. Novartis, 230 something billion. McDonald's, 209 billion. HSBC, 182 billion. Pfizer, 161 billion. And Stryker Corp, 134 billion. Okay, so the main event is going to be for tomorrow. It's going to be Google reporting in the morning. All right, so should be a wild day tomorrow. We'll see what happens. All right, traders. That's it for me. Robert picked up some GEO 1750 November calls. Way to go, Robert. Yeah, a little chop fest. It was an inside day today. Price action was for the SPY. I picked up some IWM calls, and I'll tell you why on those IWM calls. I picked them up because, let me go just pick them up here. IWM, right here they are, right here. Okay, because I saw price action was moving up. There it is. Okay, so price action moved up. See that daily 10-minute moved up and it held the higher ground. See how we moved up here and we gave it up? Okay, so we moved up, gave it up and more. Okay, I picked up some calls right there because we moved up and we held the higher ground. All right, so I picked up some of that today. I picked up some Teladoc for doing the same thing, moving up and holding the higher ground. They report on the 30th. That's a couple days away. Just know that, okay, that they will report soon. What else did I pick up? Not much. Other than that, I seen Rivian. Played a lot of Rivian with the move up, holding the higher ground. Right here, played a little AMC, move up, holding the higher ground. Played around with that. Intel doing the same thing and move up, holding the higher ground. Then it lost it at the end of the day there. All right, that's it. CXW looks good along with GEO. Yeah, those are those prison stocks, right? All right, traders. I will see you guys all tomorrow, 8 o'clock in the morning. Should be a big rip tomorrow. We'll see what happens, all right? All right, I'll see you guys in the morning tomorrow at 8. Everybody have a wonderful evening. Thank you for hanging out with me.